Hey guys and gals, I got another one for you today. Today I got a video from the same night that I had the T49 Ace tanker on El Alamein. Me and Drewski are now on Kitimat, and we are in our Soviet medium tanks. If you need a line to go down, you're just starting this game, I would definitely suggest a Soviet medium tank. They're great all around tanks, and I mean, to get an ace tanker in one of these, you have to play it very well. So I mean, a beginner definitely isn't going to be like throwing ace tankers around in this thing, but they're very forgiving. You can learn different techniques with them, but also they can be taken advantage of if you play them poorly. So. Alright, enough of that. We're on Kitimat. When I play Kitimat, I want to get into G1, unless their whole team's coming up here, which they never do, because when I'm in the south and I try to make that push, nobody ever comes. They just like to snipe in the back. And as I make this push, I am spotting their team, getting some nice spotting damage. And I drive right past this T-54. I really could care less about the T-54. You can see I'm auto-lock trying to shoot him, and I don't angle my tank very well. But I wanted to drive past and not sit next to him, so that way these guys can't shoot. I can't really show you with these bushes here, but anyways, there's a big mountain in between me and all his snipers. And the 430, different from the 140, is less accurate, but it's got the highest DPM tier 10 in the game. So crank it up. The 140 has another degree of gun depression, I think 6, and this has 5. I could be wrong on that. Both have good turret armor. I'd say great turret armor and good hull armor. You can side scrape in these tanks. I would make sure you have repairs and track mechanic, because you tend to get tracked a lot. I mean, you want to absorb shells into your tracks in these tanks. Alright, so as we approach the base, we've got a VK101P crossing. I don't know, he's super heavy, doing some sniping back here. And he's a tier 8, so he probably doesn't think he can participate. So I'm just looking for shots on this stuff, and I can't quite get the shots that I want to take here. So we're coordinating whether we should just push over on him or if we should find shots. We got a 432, we have two 140s and a 430, and I think I just messed that shot up, so I thought I apologized to him. Apparently not. Apparently I wasn't feeling sorry today. Alright, so we got a bunch of Soviet tanks with not much gun depression, and we have a little ridge to work over. The 140s, you have an extra degree of gun depression, so they're actually working it pretty well. And this 432, which is the tank that used to go to this one, well it still does, but it now goes to the 430U and the K91 as well, which are two tier 10s I do not have. Alright, so this 140 is like hull down, he's hiding the bottom of his tank. So what I want to do is get behind him and make him decide, does he want to shoot at me or does he want to shoot at my buddies? I'm not one to sit and poke at the front of an E4. You can pen his top cap pretty reliably, but the sides and the butt are even thinner. So let's just take care of him. Now you can see how aggressive I am, and the armor just works better, I feel like, when you're moving around. When you force people to be in awkward situations and they just kind of have to fluff their shots, or rush their shots I should say, which causes them to fluff their shots. So I hugged onto that Scourge's butt because I knew he doesn't have gun depression off of there. I wasn't sure if he would have drove forward, he probably would have used that ridge to depress his gun down a little bit. And now we're just kind of in an awkward situation. There's still a pretty healthy E100, a Death Star, and a healthy IS-7. And they're all platooned up. And that Ram Panzer was getting shots in me like the whole time I was shooting the E4, which is really annoying. I can't really blame him, but why the heck was he over on the peninsula? Dude, you're a scout tank. Scout for your team. Can I ever say that enough? Why don't scout tanks take on the role of scout? I think these heavy tanks won the peninsula and then started to come back, so I won't give them too much flack. They were healthy though, so either they did an exceptional job of killing our team, or they were probably in the back just saving their hit points, which isn't the worst thing, but I mean, when your team's getting butchered, you kind of have to give up some hit points to get through the choke a little bit faster and help support your team in the end, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I play to win, I don't really play to farm. It's just that Drewski and I's style of play is so aggressive. When it works, it's so rewarding. Usually if we get like a couple tanks come with us, we can just butcher a whole side of the map. Now, that sounds a little arrogant, but that's the way we have always played it, so we've gotten really good at it. Like, I don't think you driving in is the best way to learn how to play, but that's how we did it. If you look at my stats, I think I'm a Blunicum, like a light blue, and my recents are unicorns, but the reason being is because I started the game out by playing so aggressively, it destroyed my stats. I put more time into it than Drewski did. I mean, I've played 46,000 games, so I butchered my stats at such a high rate that it takes me a lot more to repair them. But end game, I did 5K, Drewski did 4K. We took out 6 of their tanks, and 432 did well, and our Object 140 also did work. So the 4 of us pretty much carried that whole choke. I'm not sure where E50M was. He probably was sniping. That's what that tank does best. If you try to put that in a brawling situation, the armor is just tragic now. I mean, it was. You see an E50 that's trying to use his armor, just throw some heat shells through his turret and he'll back off. Alright, so that is one of the 3 videos that I'm going to record tonight with Drewski. So I'll catch you in the next one. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. I'll see you in a bit.